Hello, Fat Grandma here. If you have not been here before, my name is Paula. I have a small eBay store. I used to sell on Poshmark occasionally, but it was hardly ever, so my store is in a perpetual state of vacation mode for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, and took a shot at District and had three sales right off the bat and then nothing for a couple months. So I just gave up on that and removed all my listings. So anyway, I don't do live shows. I think that's part of the problem with my Poshmark and District because I do not have the ability to do those right now. Anyway, this is my solds video for the past 2 weeks. There's going to actually be 15 days in here instead of just 14, including my sales through today, which is the 21st. I think I had 34 items that sold in the past 2 weeks. So, it's been decent for me. I am running a sale. So if amounts seem weird or whatever, that's probably why. Sometimes people will send me an offer based on what their shipping cost is going to be. I think they do the math and figure out what their shipping is going to be, and then to get an even number, they'll send me a weird offer. Anyway, I'm going to jump right in. You'll see images of the solds as I talk about them over here. One of my viewers mentioned they would like the photos to stay up longer, so I will leave the photo for each item up while I'm talking about it. Because I used to set them, I think it was 8 seconds that I had each image set for, unless it was something that I really wanted to talk about more in depth. If it was an item that's kind of a bolo, I would leave the image up longer so that you guys could really get a good look at what the item was, But I will leave them up longer this time and see how that goes. So let's get started. The first item I sold was actually two, and it was a lot of two. Let's see, they were resin figurines. They were Ebony Ladies spring resin figurines. They were made by a company called United Treasures, and they make a lot of African American figurines. So anyway, those sold for $14.40, and shipping was $11. Next item I sold was a Hot Wheels World gas station. It was a brand new sealed package from 1996, sold for $10.19 and $7.23 in shipping. If you have not been around, I have quite a few Hot Wheels right now, and I still have a bunch more that I need to lot up and get listed. My mom has started cleaning out two of the bedrooms that I don't even know how to describe it. There's just a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff got thrown out, and then I convinced her to not do that with anything that's still new, and so I am trying to sell things, and I will let you know when it's something that came from one of the bedrooms, and and if it's something that I bought elsewhere. So anyway, that Hot Wheels was from one of the bedrooms. So the next item I sold was actually 3 items. It was 3 Navajo Dine hand-etched pots, and they were very small. They sold for $10 each, and shipping paid. I gave her a partial refund, so I don't know the exact amount. Shipping for each one was $6.62, but I, of course, shipped them all together. So I paid $7 a piece for these in an auction, and I should not have done that, but at least I made my money back, so I'm fine. The pottery that does the best, and I have firsthand experience with this, is the Navajo pottery that's got horsehair in it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just search Native American pottery, horsehair pottery, and you'll see what it looks like. Keep your eyes open for that, because it can do really well if you find some and you can get it for a good price. So let's see. Moving on. The next item I sold was a Rudolph. This is from one of the bedrooms. Rudolph, Island of Misfit Toys. This was the plane that could not fly, light up yard decor. Sold for $18. Shipping was $14.04. I had one of those, one of the trains, and then 3 Bumbles. I don't know why there were 3, but there were, and they're all brand new. Obsessive shopping. Anyway, the next item was another Misfit Toys. It was a Bumble, 18-inch Bumble, sold for $16, and shipping was $9.52. These items would normally sell for quite a bit more, but I marked them way down to move them. The sooner I can get rid of them, the less chance there is things will go in the garbage. So, it's just better for me if I knock the price down. I know there's people out there that are going to get pissed off because then it makes it harder for them to sell things for a higher amount, but sometimes you just have to get rid of stuff. And this is one of those cases. She rented one of those dumpster things and had it in the driveway and filled it with stuff, So anyway, if you watch a couple videos back, you'll see. I talked about the whole thing. Next item I sold, and this was a viewer. They said that they liked my videos. Kelly, thank you so much. They purchased 16 fast food McDonald's Happy Meal toys. It was 15 McDonald's toys, and 1 Sonic toy. All unopened, still in their packaging. Price was $5.95 and shipping was $8.84. Kelly, I believe, has an eBay store, and I will put the link to it down below in the description for the video. Thanks again, Kelly. Next item I sold was 2 silver-plated cup holders and saucers from the 1960s, pierced filigree. They were from Germany, and they sold for $10. Shipping paid was $7.16. I paid $3 for these in an auction, so it's not a bad sale. It's not a lot of money, but I made a decent profit, so not gonna complain. Next item I sold was an Earth Tones Southwestern 6-inch tile with coyote, roadrunners, and cactus on it. It was vintage from 1990. Also was signed by the artist. Sold for $10. And shipping paid was $7.14. I paid $2 for that. So let's see. The next item, I cannot pronounce the name of this, so I'm going to put it on the screen. And it was a Brut Champagne orange insulated travel carry zippered ice jacket. So it's basically a jacket, insulated jacket for a Brut Champagne bottle. And I had a handle so you could carry it. Sold for $8. Shipping paid was $6.45. I paid $2 for that. So there was a thrift store that I went to recently that is a charity. They fund a lot of really, really worthwhile causes, and the thrift store is only open a couple days a week, and their prices are a little bit higher than I would normally pay, but it's for a good cause, so I picked up some things while I was there. Let's see, next item I sold. This was retail arbitrage. I shouldn't have picked it up, but you live and learn. It was a Sports Clip wireless Bluetooth speaker with FM radio and MP3 player. It was Enotech brand. It was brand new. Sold for $6.37, and shipping was $6.93. I paid $3 for it. The 99-cent only stores are now out of business. They closed, but I purchased a handful of items, electronics type things, back before Christmas. Didn't know they were going out of business, but I purchased these things back before Christmas, thinking they might sell as Christmas gifts. They did not, so at least it's gone now, and I made my money back. The next item I sold was a Mayan Aztec death mask, mother of pearl, onyx, abalone, burial sculpture, folk art. And that's exactly how I had it listed. I've had it listed for a long time. It sold for $17.60, and shipping was $7.72. The next item I sold was a new vintage Ping golf bag. It was a duffel bag, and it was black. It was a really nice bag. I paid $30 for this in an auction, thinking that it would sell for more, but it did not. It took it quite a while to sell. Finally, on sale, sold it for $56, and they paid $28.78 in shipping. So at least I made my money back. I made some profit. I won't do that again. And it sold to someone clear on the East Coast, so, that's why the shipping was so high. Let's see, next item I sold from the bedroom was a 1996 Hot Wheels Retro Wheels Vintage Collector Pack. Car said it was a Target exclusive. Sold for $15.99 and shipping was $7.26. Excuse me while I vape. I recorded this video already once and the volume was not working, or the sound was not working. I noticed halfway through. So this is round 2 of me trying to share my solds with you guys. I looked down and I was like, what the hell? I had my microphone on, but the software wasn't recording my voice at all. So I have no idea what happened. I restarted my computer and fiddled with everything a little bit, and it finally started working. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, the next item I sold was 2 carved wood black display stands, vase or bowl, Hong Kong 4.5-inch and 6-inch vintage items. Sold for $17 and shipping was $10.21. I paid $2 for these in an auction, so not a bad sale. Let's see, next item was a vintage Bing and Grundle Copenhagen seagull handle leaf nautical plate from Denmark, and that sold for $15.99. Shipping was $8.16. I paid $3 for that, so not, these, I've had decent sales aside from the pottery pieces that I shouldn't have purchased, and there's a couple things in here, but otherwise not high dollar for the most part, but a decent amount of profit for me anyway. I don't try to quadruple what I paid. Next item I sold was a brass elephant family figurines etched and hand painted with the trunks up. There were 3 of them and they sold for $10 and shipping was $11.42. I have had these listed for a very long time. I don't know why they didn't sell quicker. Because my brass normally does okay. But for whatever reason, it just took a while with these. So I won't buy the hand-painted things anymore when they're brass. Just because the other brass stuff that hasn't been hand-painted, I've done okay with for the most part. I still have a Pegasus that's large, and people have been watching him. He's still sitting in the store. I thought for sure he would sell, but he has not. Let's see. The next item I sold was a Paragon Queen Elizabeth Prince Philip 1959 Canada teacup, fine bone china. Finally sold. It has been listed for way over a year. Sold for $9.99 and shipping was $7.23. It did not have the saucer with it. It was just the teacup. That could be why it took a long time for it to sell. The next item I sold, and I picked this up in a thrift store. Let's see, Karen Rossi for Silvestri. It was a whimsical picture frame, 12 inches tall, metal flower pot. And it was just very colorful and kind of nonsensical. But I thought it was cute. So sold for $10.34. And the buyer paid $8.16 in shipping. Next item I sold, and I picked these up at a thrift store, were 3 Dorothy Thorpe silver rim monogrammed highball glasses. And I cannot remember what letter they had on them, but you'll see the picture on the screen. There were 4 glasses, but I sold them as a set of 3, and I just gave the person the 4th glass The silver on the top rim was really worn on one of them, so, you know, I just threw it in there. What am I going to do with it, you know? And if they need a fourth glass and they don't care, that'll be fine. Anyway, they paid $14.40 and shipping was $11.93. Next item I sold, and I have no clue why my mother had these. This is something from the bedroom. Heelys, women's size 8, white and pink lace-up, low-top roller skate shoes. She never wore them. I don't think she ever tried them on. Her twin sister sent them to her probably 15 or 20 years ago, whenever they first started selling these things. And anyway, they were sitting there, not being used. Sold for $20. I got an offer on them, I think. And shipping paid was $18.45. She's a mystery. Okay. Next item I sold, and this was a retail arbitrage. I picked these up at 99 cents only before they went out of business. It was a pair of patriotic gnomes, and I put 4th of July Memorial Day resin figurines, 5 inches, and they sold for $10.19. Shipping was $7.26, and I paid about $2 for those. The next item I sold was a Fenton Marigold lattice carnival glass basket weave bowl, and I put all of that in there just like that. Peach lace edge vintage. Sold for $14.40. Shipping paid was $7.33. I paid $5 for it, so I more than doubled my money, so I'm happy with that. Next item I sold, and I bought these kind of on a whim in an auction. No one else bid on them. I only paid $5, so it was actually like $6 with fees and stuff. 5 Tiffany style Lily glass lamp bulb shades. They were 6 inches by 1.5 inches. They were a frosted white and black ombre, and they were really pretty. But again, there were 5 of them. I think most of the time these would sell in sets of 6. I don't know for sure. But I listed them. Someone paid $50 for these. So $10 a piece, basically. And I was cheaper than most of the other ones that are listed. Anyway, they paid $50 for them. And it was $24.11 for shipping. That's what they paid. I gave them a refund because the shipping ended up being, I don't know what eBay was doing when I put the box size and the weight in, because I do calculated shipping on all of my stuff, and they said it was going to be $24.11. Well, that's what the buyer paid, but it was like half of that, so I refunded them. I don't know what was going on with eBay when I listed these, but that was not right. Anyway, again, I paid $5 for those lamp bulb shades, and that was a really good sale. Next item I sold was a women's vintage coasters sandals, purple, from one of the bedrooms. They sold for $10, and shipping paid was $7.33. With all of the shoes that we found in the closet that are new, they were brand new. They still have tags on them, still in the boxes, a lot of them. I've taken each pair and I bend them to make sure that they're not going to crack, that the soles aren't separating from the shoe part, you know, that they're not going to come apart, or at least hopefully they won't. So far so good with all of the ones I bend them because I've watched other sellers on videos, especially with tennis shoes. They'll bend the shoe to make sure that it's not cracking, nothing's going on with it. So far so good with all of the shoes that came out of the bedroom. Anyway, that was the purple sandals. The next item I sold, and this has been listed for like 2 years or close to that, was a Mason's Ironstone 7-inch sweet dish, pink transferware, vintage. This thing was in mint condition. I've got another one that looks almost exactly like it. It's a little bit smaller. This finally sold, and it sold for $21, and shipping paid was $8.16. This is one of those things, if you watched my last video I talked about dishes that I had purchased in the past. This is one of the sets of dishes that I had that I've still got a number of pieces in my store. They're going to end up going to auction. I'm so surprised one of them sold because they have been listed for a really long time, but I'm glad I got a decent amount for it, you know. And all of those dishes are paid for. When I was talking about it, I was thinking of another set that I have, but this Mason's Ironstone have been long, long ago paid for. So anything that I sell from what's left over is just profit. So that was a good sale. Next item I sold was a vintage blue and white Delft hand-painted ceramic soup tureen ladle, 10.5 inches long, sold for $12.79, and shipping was $7.09. I paid $2 for that. The next item I sold was a G. Ruggieri, that's the name of the artist, Madonna with Infant Cream Figural Resin Figurine. Was 7 inches high by 7.5 inches wide and about 4 inches deep. It was really, really, really heavy. Sold for $26.25, and shipping was $7.46. Shipping wasn't bad. I don't think they live too far from here. Like maybe 1 or 2 states away. I paid $10 for that in an auction, and so it's selling for 26. I a little bit more than doubled my money after fees and stuff. So very happy with that. It did take a while. I got this before Easter. I thought it might sell around that time. It has had watchers, but nobody pulled the trigger until now, So glad that it sold. Next item I sold were 2 Ferrari Hot Wheels from 1995. They were on the short cards, and there was a yellow one and a crimson red, and sold those for $12.74, and shipping was $7.23. I didn't even have these listed 24 hours, and somebody bought them. So I may have had something that was worth a little bit more, but I don't care. They didn't cost me anything, and so it was a good sale. Next item I sold from the bedroom I sold both pairs. They were Cobby Cuddlers women's comfort casual black shoes in a size 7 wide. Sold both pairs for $21.21 each, and then shipping was $8.09. They shipped together. So that was a good sale, really good sale. So it was like $42 for, minus fees and stuff, but for 2 pairs of shoes that I didn't have to pay anything for. So that was pretty awesome. Next item I sold, there's only 2 things left. These next 2 items, the 2 last items, sold to someone who's been buying things from me pretty regularly, at least a couple times a year. Her name is Colleen. I don't know if she's a viewer, but thank you, Colleen, if you are a viewer. I don't know that I've ever had a conversation with her in my eBay messages. I write to her to let her know if I'm refunding anything on the shipping or, whatever. But I don't think I've ever gotten a message back. But she shows up every once in a while and makes a purchase. She purchased a Brian Baker Deja Vu Collection 1987 Parisian apartment wall plaque, and they're signed. These were sold at Michael's, I believe, back in the 80s. Anyway, this particular plaque sold for $15.19, and shipping for both items was $17.28. I paid $7 for the plaque, and it was from that thrift store that I told you guys about that has a bunch of charities that they support. So, I almost doubled my money after eBay fees and stuff, so it wasn't too bad. And then she bought the Classon bowl that I just picked up in the auction on Sunday, and she paid $27 for it. Again, her 2 items shipped together. It was $17.28 for the shipping, but I just loved that bowl, and it was so pretty. Anyway, I don't know if she saw the video, because I posted the video of that footage last night, and then when I got up this morning, the bull had sold. So I don't know if she saw it in my video or if she just happened to be shopping. I have no idea, but thank you, Colleen, again, for shopping with me. I really appreciate it. All right, kids, that is it for my sales. eBay showed my net as 478, but my actual net was around 350. So my total sales, eBay total sales, were $908 for the past 15 days. So 908, my net after my cost of goods and like bubble wrap and boxes and things like that was right around 350. So my ASP, which is the average sales price per item, was around $14. So not too bad. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't want to drag this out. I want to get this edited so I can upload it so you guys can see what sold over the past 2 weeks. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a good weekend, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Bye.